Welcome to the Digital Thread. I'm Cassandra, and today I'm with Adam Peter, our Customer Program Manager for Autodesk Tandem. Welcome, Adam.
Thanks, Cassandra.
So tell us a little bit about what you do at Autodesk Tandem.
Yeah, so I'm part of the Autodesk Tandem team, and as the Customer Program Manager, I oversee some of our more public-facing interactions. So, for example, that would include our public forum space, our beta programs, and I host most of the webinars that we have.
So I know you're doing a lot to keep our customers engaged. Can you tell us about the Insider Lounge and the forums?
Yeah, I'll start with the forums first because that's a public way for customers to interact with us. We get a lot of questions. Sometimes they come in via email or through support cases. And one of the things I always try to tell customers is if it's something that we could answer and it could benefit the whole community, they should definitely go to our forum page and post their question there. It's a good way for us to not only build education about Tandem in general, but it also gives us a way to interact with them directly on a broader scope. So we have not only myself and others on my team, but product management is on there from time to time. User experience folks are there. Developers will often respond as well. And so it's just a good way for us to build the community as a whole and sort of educate everyone as a whole. And also, as we continue to grow it, we are hoping to see more interaction that's customer to customer, right? So if you think about when you try to go anywhere online and you Google an answer, a lot of times you land in a place where other users are answering those technical questions for you. And that's where we see the forum space is really a place where users can help other users answer questions about Tandem. And then on the Insider Lounge side, that's our official beta area where customers can join and interact with features that are maybe on the horizon but not yet released publicly. So if anyone has been to our website and has seen our futures page where they can put in requests, a lot of those requests come to fruition through our Insider Lounge first. And so, again, it just gives the community an opportunity to test features, provide feedback, identify issues or bugs that might be in there before we release things publicly. And again, just like the forum, we also have our product team is very active in the Insider Lounge as well. So we get product managers, user experience folks, developers, again, all working to build up that community, but it is more future feature focused.
We have a few different betas right now. Can you tell us about them?
Yeah, a couple of them for sure. One is a Revit integration that we are working on. In that, it allows us to essentially interact with Tandem from inside of Revit. So if you open a model, there's a tab that's going to be specific to Tandem that will allow you to open the facility and view the Tandem properties within the Revit model and to be able to interact with it. So you could change Tandem properties from inside of Revit. And in the latest iteration, it also is going to allow customers, it currently does allow customers, to modify Revit properties as well. So it's pretty cutting edge technology for us. And again, it's not released to the public yet, but it is going to give us an opportunity to be able to interact with Revit. So that's one of the ones that we're working on. We also have an Excel integration. And again, similar to Revit, this would allow you to open Excel, have a tab there that allows you to open up information from Tandem and to be able to modify that information. One of the ways this is really helpful is currently in Tandem today, we have an inventory that gives you a more tabular view of data. And in the product today, you can export that to Excel, make those modifications, and then import it back into Tandem. And what this add-in would allow you to do is essentially just go right to Excel and open up that information from Tandem without needing to do the import-export process. So that is another main one. And then as we recently announced at AU, we have some upcoming betas that will allow us to connect to other systems. And then, so that one is called Tandem Connect. We announced that at Autodesk University. And the other one is an integration with Aptura. And again, just an opportunity for us to highlight some things that are going to be coming down the line in the near future.
Things we're very excited about.
Absolutely, yeah.
Can you tell me who the Insider Lounge is for? Is it anyone looking to get into Autodesk Tandem, or is it meant for specific types of users?
Yeah, generally anybody can join the Insider Lounge who has an interest in Tandem. I would say there's probably a couple of different groups of people that would find it beneficial. That first group would be really anybody that has an interest just to know what we're doing on the futures front. While we do often talk about what we're working on, like at our webinars, the Insider Lounge gives people an opportunity to see it a little more intimately. We share some videos of those features a little more in depth. We have a number of discussion forums that allow people to sort of interact there as well. And it gives us a more, I'll say, hands-on way of interacting with the community than to just say something in a webinar, for example. So it's absolutely for people who are new to Tandem that are just very interested in where we're headed and what we're working on at any given point in time. And then the other group I would say is for those users who either have bought Tandem or are using the free version of Tandem, and they're familiar with the core set of functionality that Tandem has. The Insider Lounge gives them an opportunity to explore more in-depth processes and things that we're working on. So, for example, last year, we had the facility monitoring beta that was going on in the Insider Lounge. That was our IoT integration that we released earlier this spring. And so for users that already had models loaded, knew how to do classifications, things of that nature, that gave them an opportunity to actually make connections with IoT devices before we actually launched that feature into production. So that was geared more toward, I would say, higher end users who maybe have just more experience using Tandem. But also for that first group that just were very interested to know what we were doing around IoT integration, that beta, the Insider Lounge community gave them an opportunity just to sort of see where we were headed, maybe to participate in some user group studies and things like that, where they could talk about what they were hoping to see in that feature set.
Is there anything else we could know about either the Insider Lounge or the forums?
Well, we do have some things that we are working on, probably actually around the IoT integration. We should start to see some enhancements. Some of those we were showing at Autodesk University. We also have an opportunity in our end of the year webinar to explore some of those as well. So I'll save those for the webinar to talk about. However, I will say that it is around the IoT integration and just talking about a little more flexibility there in terms of how we want to visualize that data. Come and join us. We are right at about 1,300 people in the community, so it's pretty healthy and robust, and we just really enjoy having that community. We've done a number of things that I think are unique at Autodesk, not just to be a typical beta community, but I think we do a lot of high touch things like open office hours from time to time, where it gives us a chance to interact with our users in a unique way that maybe not other groups are doing. So we really enjoy it and love to have that feedback there.
Let's talk about AU. You spent a ton of time on the trade show floor, and I heard that clients were asking things they've never previously asked before. The tone was very different. Can you guys give us some insight into some of the questions that were being asked?
Yeah, that was really exciting this year. There is a lot of buzz around digital twins in general, and I think that it was definitely shown at Autodesk University this year, the showroom. We just seemed like we always had a good group of people hanging around asking questions, and the vibe was just very strong and energetic there. Uh, a lot of questions, of course. There's still a group of people that come and are just saying, like, what's a digital twin and what does Autodesk do for digital twins? So that was good. But we're also starting to get, I would say, deeper level questions that are like, hey, I have models ingested into Tandem now, and I'm working on visualizing, or a lot of questions again about IoT devices from people that are part of facilities teams that want to be able to see via heat maps, or expressed within their systems inside of Tandem, where they're just wanting to know a little more about the nuances of how to get it to look the way they want it to look. And again, that was exciting to see that as Tandem has matured over the last couple of years, and as word has gotten out about Tandem, we're seeing a lot more people that come and want to have those deeper sort of next level conversations about the product, which was really fantastic.
You also got to moderate a class with Amir from Wendover Construction and Curtis from Phillips Exeter Academy, and of course, our fearless leader, Bob. Can you tell me observations you made from sitting in moderating that class or any others you sat in on?
Yeah, what a great conversation that was. And one of the reasons I really enjoyed that class is because we really talk on the Tandem front about two main workflows. One is the twin building side of that fence, where customers can develop that twin in order to give it to the owner as a digital handover. And then the other bucket is the operational management side of that digital twin from the owner's perspective. Once they get that twin, how does that help them run that facility? Having Amr there from the construction side and then Curtis there from the owner's side gave us both of those perspectives to talk through what it really took to build the digital twin, the handover process, and then how an owner was actually utilizing that twin from the facilities side. So that was a great conversation. And of course, to have Bob there representing the Tandem side and how we sort of developed Tandem for the benefit of both of those user groups, and just for him to share his perspective there as well. It was a really great format for us to have that discussion.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your experience at AU?
Yeah, I think mostly just the general buzz around digital twins. Again, we were able to see a lot of different classes. Of course, I was mostly tied into the expo hall for the most part, so I didn't get to attend as many classes this year as I would have liked. But in saying that, though, I do know one of the other exciting things that happened this year was the amount of customer-led classes over previous years. And again, that sort of speaks to the maturity of our product. When products first come out or they're released, they sort of have this maturity arc where at Autodesk University, you'll see the first couple of years a lot of classes that are led by Autodesk folks. Back when I was on the what used to be the Collaborate for Revit team, this was an experience I had as well, where we had launched that as a product. First year or two, were a lot of Autodesk people teaching those classes, and then over time, now that it's BIM Collaborate Pro, we still see a lot. Now we just see a lot more customers teaching those classes, right? Because they're the ones with the hands-on experience. They've become the experts because the product has matured quite a bit. And we're really starting to see that curve with Tandem as well. While there still were Autodesk folks leading classes and discussions, we saw a pretty big uptick in customer-led classes, and I would expect that trend to continue over the next couple of years as well. Just a really healthy sign of a product's maturity.
Absolutely. Tandem was everywhere, and it was really exciting to see how
Mhm.
many clients were talking about it. We even had a theater talk. So there was a lot of great content, a lot of great conversations, and some articles written about client talks as well that made the news post day, which was really exciting.
Yeah, yep, we're starting to get the word out there. So that was definitely a good takeaway from Autodesk University. One of the realities that we're facing right now is just that, unlike AU classes, our forums are right now generally dominated by our Autodesk folks making posts, which is expected over time. We would like to see more customers not only asking questions, but answering questions. And that's just going to take time. And the same thing, like even our Insider Lounge, we get a lot of people in there, but we're still sort of, my call to action is, if you're not participating in the forums or the Insider Lounge today, please do, because that's a community that we really want to grow on both sides.
You heard it here. Go ask Adam all your hard questions.
That's right. If it's not me, I can get you to the right people who can ask those questions. That's one of the uniquenesses of what I do, and those forums and the Insider Lounge both, that it's a direct connect to the product team. So it's not just Adam out in no man's land trying to answer questions, but it's a direct connection with experts within our group. So it's a great way to interact with the team.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and taking time out of your busy schedule to give a little insights on the Insider Lounge beta and forums.
Kaseja, I'm so glad that you asked me to do this, and happy to do it, and look forward to talking again in the future at some point, and also talking to all of our customers.